Sirius XM. She's also the co-chair of Project 21. Also back with us again, Turning Point USA contributor, lawyer, and Republican strategist Erin Elmore, and our friend New York City Councilman Joe Borelli. Great to see you all today.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
All right, raise your hands, guys. Who has some Fauci merch? Anybody? Joe?
No.
Go.
No.
I thought maybe, ironically, since you live in New York, there's a lot, people walk around Brooklyn with ironic dress all the time. But no, Joe, no Fauci merch here. But why do you think, Joe, we'll go to you first, there is, why would Gretchen Whitmer put a Fauci pillow behind her in her interviews? Everybody, it's like this, virtue signaling only with Fauci as a deity.
It's just so bizarre. I mean, first of all, I'm upset. I searched all over Amazon to see if I can get a John Bachman pillow in time for this hit.
They don't
just didn't have it yet. They must have been sold out.
Yes. On your couch behind you, I don't know why we would have a pillow on a shelf, unless it's just solely for virtue signaling. Erin, I also think, too, there's, folks in our peer group, all of us professionals, upwardly mobile, there's a bit, I think, of built-in animosity when you see someone like Dr. Fauci, who's been in a position that long. Just retire, dude. You make a lot of money. Spend some time with your grandkids.
I don't think that's what he wants. As we've read, he has Google alerts set up for his name and then sends them out to his friends. He is a megalomaniac. Let's face it. Joe called him a public servant. I love me some Joe Borelli, but this guy is a servant to nothing but his ego. His ego is completely out of control. He has been operating in Washington for as long as Joe Biden, and that should tell you something. You're right. Go spend some time with the grandparents, but why don't you do this? Disclose to the American public that you may have some financial gain in this vaccine. He is not an unbiased, unmotivated individual here. We know that he has certain alliances within this vaccine process that are standing to make him a lot of money.
Yeah.
So truthfully, he's not sort of just out there looking out for our best interest. And by the way, on the left, they sort of revere these doctors. And I do appreciate people that have gone to med school and are helping people get healthy. But where is the conversation about health? All it is vaccines, vaccines, vaccines. They've closed our parks. They've closed our gyms. They've closed our walking trails. And we know that 80% of the people hospitalized with COVID have been obese. What does this tell you? It should tell Dr. Fauci something.
I do need to take a closer look at Dr. Fauci and what you raised there about the vaccine. I don't know much about that, but that is worth a closer look. And real quickly, as we go to break here, we talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thumbs up or thumbs down from everybody on her pull-up form. I'm going to say thumbs up because it's more than I can do. We see the video here. We'll play it for everybody as we go to break. Oh, she's doing the list here. We'll get to the pull-ups, which come shortly.
Clean and press.
I'm impressed. That's way more than I can do. Yes. So shame on the haters, but haters are going to, here come the pull-ups. Oh, well, maybe we'll see them eventually. There you go. There you go. All right, the meme team is coming back in the second hour. We'll have everybody's memes of the week. Don't go away. We got plenty more coming up on John Bachman now. A horrific train crash in comic book series featured the two characters in honor of Transgender Day of Visibility, even saying, quote, "We support trans lives and we are passionate and committed to broadening our representation in a galaxy far, far away." So trans non-binary characters are in, but strong female lead characters like Gina Carano are out. She, of course, was the star of The Mandalorian before, one of the stars of The Mandalorian before she was canceled for, bucking the Hollywood narrative about Democrats and Republicans. Let's talk more about this and welcome in Stacey Washington, host of Stacey on the Right on Sirius XM. She's also co-chair of Project 21. Back with us again, Turning Point USA contributor, lawyer, and Republican strategist Erin Elmore, and New York City Councilman Joe Borelli. All right, Erin, first to you on this one. I mean, Transgender Day of Inclusion or whatever it was yesterday. Star Wars, again, when you have kids, especially when you have a daughter, and you're trying to find positive role models in popular culture for her to follow, and they keep getting canceled like Gina Carano, where are you supposed to look for this type of stuff? Aside from this panel right here.
This is a really strange message to send to our children. I do turn on the Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and all they talk about is black or white or various things like this in identity politics. And I just don't think it's good for our children. I think children should see a world of people who can assimilate together without having to point out that they are slightly different. Let's focus on what's the same about all of us. We are Americans. This is one nation, and we should try to unify. And I think by pointing out all of our differences so vehemently and so vociferously, all it does is teach our children to be insecure and see themselves as different and create division. And this is really not the way that our founding fathers saw us as Americans. This is not really the way to build unity as an American country. And I think, honestly, it's bad for children. And to be honest, this is not what adults really need to be seeing. It doesn't matter if you're trans or you're white or you're black or you're a man or you're a woman. You're an actor. And let's just try to, all of us, just say, okay, this is entertainment. Why does it have to be a political message about wokeism every time you turn on the TV, open a book, read a magazine? Let's just focus on entertainment for once, not kneeling or basketball. And it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy.
You know, Joe, remember in the Star Wars movies originally when they're talking, droids are not welcome here, or we don't let Wookiees in this part, and we all kind of picked up from that as kids, like, it's not cool to discriminate against droids, even though now I'm scared of robots. But